Welcome to the demonstration of FusionFox ERP. Today we'll be focusing on customer relationship management, and the absolute query that we'll be addressing to is the item information management module. The objective of this demonstration is to give an overview of how item information is managed within the system, what characteristics does the item have, and how can the CRM solution and the entire ERP solution make use of those kind of informations. So as we go ahead with the demonstration, the FusionFox ERP is a browser-based application. It is independent of operating system. It's independent of your browser technology. You can be using Microsoft Edge. You can be using Internet Explorer. You can be using Safari or Chrome. It functions equally well. It is independent of your operating system. It functions well on Linux or Windows or Safari for that, or Macintosh for that matter. Now as we begin the application, we reach the login page. Below the login page, here the credentials are entered. The credentials that are defined for the individuals are appropriately entered. Accordingly, the language selection is made default once the first choice is made, although it gives you options. Currently we have given options of English, Arabic and Hindi. Organization and operating unit are automatically selected if the individual logging in has a portfolio which is connected to a particular organization or a particular operating unit. If the individual logging in is from an executive level or is involved in a project, thereby his portfolio requires him to access multiple operating units, then the user gets an option to choose from the operating units whichever one he or she wishes to log in from. If he or she is only allowed to view information of a particular operating unit of a particular organization, then these are auto-populated and a choice is not given. Like we can see in this case, Rahul as an employee has access to information only related to Royal Dutch Holding, that's the organization. But his portfolio requires access to all these operating units. Therefore, there's a drop-down list. If his access would be limited to Rotterdam Dispatch Yard, then he wouldn't be allowed to choose from an operating unit option. As we sign into the application, this is the first page that pops up. This is our entire set of applications for our ERP solution, for our CRM solution, including supply chain management. We have our document management system. We have an enterprise document management, then the administration tools, setting up the business structure. But for today, we'll be discussing our item information management that lies within master data management. So as we go into master data management, we come on to the following page. Here you have your item information management and customer information management. For today, we're focusing on item information management. These are our tools which are highly loaded and have high level of information. We have certain express, or you can call them light versions of these tools, which can be for small or medium-sized companies which do not need to track certain amount of information for their products. But looking for large-scale companies with large amount of products, we go into item information management. As we go into item information management, this is the first page that pops up. Now, having an overview of the following page, you can see that the application has a basic layout all across to keep it user-friendly. It has an option of create item because this particular page is responsible for creating items. It has an option for editing a data, that is for editing an item entry for a data entry that has been made. An option of clear if you wish not to save any of the data that you have created. Save, again self-explanatory, to save the data that you have entered, and a home to take you back to the previous step. Now for an example, this is the entire list of items that is available. Over here you can choose to search for a particular item on the basis of item code, item name, technical specifications, manufacturing part number, and so on. All these options are defined by the end user. At the administration level, at any point of time, the organization or the operating unit, if wish or choose to, can add another type to search from. Maybe the item comes with a particular barcode, and if you wish to search it from a barcode, From the value set section, there is a functionality to add barcode as an entity as one of these and to define a value for them for each product. Thereby then you can search for any of these items based on their barcodes. Post searching, currently we have allowed the visibility of item code and item name. But yet again you have the functionality of adding multiple options over here to be visible so that you can easily distinguish between those items. For an example, I have selected alternator pulley as an item for which we will be overviewing the application. Over here you can see this is the image of the particular item that is selected. This is the basic item identification information. You have your item code, 100 being a series for that particular firm for which we have defined this item. 100 is referring to spare parts. That is why the item code beginning from 100. But this coding methodology is custom made to every specific organization. Moving ahead, you have a barcode option, as I had mentioned over here. Barcode we have defined over here. If you wish for it to be a searching type, you can add barcode over here. Then you have an item name, item type, and catalog. Now, catalog is a very integral part of the item information management tool. In the current domain, as a business group has multiple organizations and even more further division into operating units, it has a large list of items. A large scale organizations which has dealings globally or even of a particular region might be having tens of thousands, if not millions of products that it might be dealing with, maybe variants of each product. And each operating unit shouldn't be having visibility to each and individual product. That is where you have the option of cataloging. Each item has been defined as an individual item, then it is defined as a part of a catalog. Then that catalog is added to a particular organization or a particular operating unit. Thereby, a business group at an executive level can keep control of what items shall be visible to which operating unit. Thereby, the process of defining or searching an item does not become cumbersome because the visibility of items are only those which are relevant to the specific operating unit. So therefore, we have understood that catalog is a USP of our item information management system. Item type, yet another important field, just to specify what kind of an item it is. Unit type is quantity. Specifications can be anything from its measurement to its usefulness to any kind of document which can be uploaded below. In unit type, we have added another kind of functionality. Many a times a product is received in a particular unit of measurement and it is sold in a separate unit of measurement. Thereby we have defined primary unit of measurement and secondary unit of measurement. A primary unit of measurement can be a unit of measurement in which the product is received, and a secondary unit of measurement can be a unit of measurement in which the product is delivered. Maybe the product is received in cartons which have about 12 individual pieces and they are given out into cartons which have 3 individual pieces. So thereby you have 2 units of measurements over here. Group name is which product group name does it fall in. Like in our case, this is an alternator pulley. So we have defined a group of engine parts. And this particular product is falling into that group. It is yet another way of diversifying each and individual product so that you can distinguish it at an easier way. Then you have the basic pricing modules. You have transfer price, cost price, and base price. Cost price being the price that is purchased, base price, and then following transfer price for it to be transferred to another entity. Here you have all the vendor details. In vendor details, you have your machine spares vendor, whether the product is imported or it's a local product, a reference part number, and it encompasses a large number of details that will be utilized all across the ERP solution. That are these details. Let us look at them individually. Here is the check mark for procurement. Here you define whether this product or this item will be procured or whether it will not be procured. Here you define whether this product will be used as a product or not, whether it is an active product or an inactive product. Here you define, if you check over here, you define whether you manufacture this product or you don't. If this is checked, only then when a request is raised in the supply chain management system, will it allow you to manufacture this product. Going ahead, maintain stock. There are certain products which are high value and low volume products. For high value, low volume products, many a times firms do not wish to keep stock, but provide these as an order is received. Therefore, if it is a high value, low volume product, this can be unchecked and the system will not allow an individual or an employee to procure this product in order to increment stock. Whether this is a transferable product, whether for such a product you allow it to be transferred from one operating unit to another operating unit. Whether this product requires quality control, when this product is received from a particular supplier, whether a quality inspection needs to be done. If this is checked, only once a quality inspection has been done and has it been approved, will this product be visible in the stock. Lot control. This is an essential part for pharmaceutical firms. Pharmaceutical firms which believe in FIFO system for their stock. For them, they have certain compliances when they're supplying to some government hospitals, that stock that is being delivered to them has to have an latermost expiry date. Therefore, they need to send the product from the warehouse of a lot which has been recently received. Therefore, the item needs to be distinguished on the basis of lot also, whether you're going to apply lot control on this or not. As an alternate example, in the case of an alternator pulley, it's not mandatory for lot control to be checked, because it does not matter whether the product was received in this lot or the previous lot. It's on its usefulness. Allocation is, if this is checked, then whether this product can be allocated or it cannot be allocated. Going ahead now, as we saw item information, item identification information and vendor group information. Going further, this particular section shows you that a substitute for the particular product. Many a times you have an entity A, but if it runs out, a firm always maintains an entity B which is a substitute for it. It is here where you can define it. It is here that we have defined that an idler pulley can be an alternate to an alternator pulley. Going ahead, warehouse details. This shows you your entire information, that this particular item, in how much quantity is it available in each particular warehouse, and the final summation of its total stock. So we have these three warehouses, Rotterdam, Brussels and Antwerp, and these three warehouses have a total stock of 50. Then this is our technical specification documentation. This is part of our document management system, where we allow you to maintain documents regarding these particular items, where you have an image with the basic specifications and you have another image with a specification document, a document with compatibility details, and all these documents are relevant to this particular item. Going further below, you have dimensional information, whether what is the weight or what is the height or any specific dimension specific to that item. Yet again, over here it can be custom to every single product. It is not mandatory to enter them, but you can define them for each and every product. Here below you have other details if you wish to define any other details to which entail specifically to that product, like any locale description. If you're supplying that entity in a region which only supports a particular language, or you're procuring it from a region which only supports a particular language, you can enter that information over here. And a preferred vendor can be assigned over here. This is again a very small part, but it is a very integral part of the solution. If you define an item over here, and in many cases it's not a mandatory field, in many cases a particular item is only supplied from a particular supplier. So therefore, if you wish, you can define a preferred vendor over here, so that when you raise another request in order to procure this item, then a preferred vendor will automatically pop up, that this particular item's preferred vendor is PLM Pipeline Machinery International, and it can be procured from him. If you go into other details of this, it will provide you further details of this particular preferred vendor also. You can define over here whether you make this product or you buy this product, or you do both regarding this product. Over here, is the part where we were defining the secondary unit of measurement. You can define your purchasing unit of measurement, whether it will be your primary unit of measurement or secondary. As an example, we had discussed that this product might be procured in a carton of 15. So carton of 15 might be a primary unit of measurement, and a sales unit, sales unit can be a secondary unit of measurement, which can be a carton of 3 units. You can define the scrap rate for that particular item. You can define the expiration action, the hazard type, and the default buyer. The expiration action is very prominent in the pharmaceutical industry for when a particular item is expired, it might be returned to the supplier. A hazard type can be if that particular item is a hazardous item involving which can cause harm post a certain amount of time, or if exposed to a certain kind of environment, it can be defined over here. A default buyer can be assigned over here, that imagine you purchase this item for a particular customer only. It can be defined over here. It is not a mandatory field, but it get another option given over here. Another important part is defined over here. FIFO, as we had discussed over here, whether it should be a first in first out system or a last in first out system, can be defined over here, and this particular system is followed when you try to issue this product. Over here we define safety stock and maximum stock. This can be defined over here, that imagine I have 50 currently alternative pulleys and I define 6 over here. As soon as my requirement, my stock goes below 6, the respective manager will be given a notification that your stock has gone below your safety stock, thereby alerting him to procure more. Maximum stock can be over here as of 450. That if I wish to procure, I cannot procure more than 450. That is in stock plus the one that is you are wishing to order. The summation of that should not be greater than the maximum stock. This is yet another executive tool so that you have a control on how much stocking is being done. Here it allows you to define shelf life. This again is in terms of you have FMCG products or you have pharmaceutical products, they have a shelf life. And drawing number is a part of a document management system where you have engineering drawings and you can save them over there so that you can correlate this particular item to an engineering drawing which is part of a document management system. Thereby we save all these entities. Lastly, coming on to this, currently we've defined only 3 warehouses, but if an organization has multiple warehouses, this gives you a graphical view of how much stock of that item is available in a particular warehouse, thereby making it easier and a much more relatable way so that over a glance you can understand how much stock is available at a particular warehouse. Therefore, this was an overview of the item information management system where we had a look at the item identification information, the vendor group details, the substitutes, the warehouse details, the technical specification documents, then adding dimensions, then adding other details, as well as graphical view of how much stock is available. This is a wholesome solution which encompasses every single detail of a particular item and can be detailed to the nth dimension. So I thank you very much for watching this demonstration and I hope it has solved your queries.